turning wheat into spirits, a time-honored process that has deep traditions in America. There are plenty of restaurants around, and a fair number of breweries too, and even a few micro-distilleries. But I'm about to visit a business that combines them all. Top of the Hill Distillery has a commitment to using local and organic ingredients, as well as environment-friendly practices that are top-notch, and started by a man who loves his hometown of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Carl, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, hearing some great things about you. Distillers around the Carolinas are talking about you. Can't wait to see what you're doing.
Well, we're excited. Let's show.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
show what's going on.
Great. Let's take a look at this equipment. I mean, this is so impressive, Scott. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
One of the things about my business model was I wanted to build a still that was capable of making any kind of liquor that we wanted to make. If you look and you see, this thing is like a big erector set, right? The still has got a bunch of pipes, and we can hook it up in ways special and unique to the spirit that we want to actually make.
So you can do it all here.
We can do anything. The challenge in distilling is separating methanol that you don't want to drink from ethanol, which you do want to drink. And normally, a micro-distillery only has a pot still. You know, starting 100 years ago, they understood the importance of a taller and taller column, letting you have more space to separate the molecules based on volatility. But what we did was we invested in a continuous column, and this again is what made us very efficient and very green. We get the best of both worlds here, which is, you know, we're still using pot still technology. It's just that the top of our pot is a lot taller, but in this, a continuous column, we are able to separate things along the way as well. So we're combining both of those in a way that not only makes it cost efficient, not only makes it environmentally friendly, but makes a superior product.
Wow, and that's what it's all about. One thing's for sure, I mean, this is an absolute work of art.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So I know you have to be awfully proud of it. So proud, in fact, that tours are a regular feature at Top of the Hill Distillery.
Dried lemon peel, dried lime peel. When you distill, you get 3 different types of alcohols that come out of the column. You've got what are called heads, hearts, and tails.
But your big base that you're proud of now is wheat.
We chose to use wheat because wheat, in our estimation, makes a very sweet, clean, light spirit. And that's a good base for everything. Really, we're only aging it in order for it to become a good color and to get those flavors of caramel and vanilla that we want. The real upshot of wheat whiskey, and this is why I encourage people to try it, is that it's very mellow and smooth when it goes in the barrel. And wheat whiskey, I think, fell out of favor because it was too expensive. But I guarantee you're gonna have a high quality product that comes out of there because you've got a high quality product going in.
Give us a little background. How did you get into this business?
I started Top of the Hill Restaurant and Brewery back in '96 to prevent a chain restaurant from dominating downtown Chapel Hill.
So you wanted to be more of a local type of a business?
Absolutely, and to me it was, I just don't like the homogenization of everything. I looked at the idea of distilling, and at the time I realized, wow, I could have a completely local, and then even on top of that, an organic product that was world class, and I got very excited at that concept of making those kind of spirits. And I realized, geez, this is also the way for me to put local and organic on our menu at Top of the Hill and other menus throughout the state in a meaningful way.
Now, what did you do before? I mean, you said you discovered the area and you wanted to make this your home.
I actually went to West Point for undergrad, and I was an Army officer, and I was in the first Gulf War, and I got out of the Army after that war. I decided I'd be a small business person, and I went to law school with that idea.
Now, is that when you were just getting out of law school?
I was actually in law school.
I mean, that's a big thing to put your hands around.
Well, yeah, I tell people all the time, I was perfectly suited to do all of that because I had absolutely no experience and no money.
So it worked out.
It worked out.
Scott must be doing something right because he's won a pot boiler full of awards. Just take a look at this impressive list. And you know, this isn't even all of them. Even their green process has been certified.
We're always excited to work with companies like Top of the Hill Distillery because we like to see businesses that are trailblazing a little bit, that are kind of setting a new and different example with their sustainability process.
Another thing that I found fascinating was that little barrel that you've got. You guys package that as age your own whiskey kit.
Right, right. I think people are really fascinated at the idea that they can, age your own whiskey. And so what's cool is you really can affect the aging of the whiskey. So it's a lot of fun to see the differences about where you age this. Do you age it out in your garage? Do you age it inside your house? This is a whole learning process for them as well. And so it's a very cool thing.
Tell me about your people here. I mean, you've got people that have been doing this for a while. They know what they're doing.
George, our head distiller, has been in the fermentation industry for over 20 years now, and that kind of experience just can't be duplicated. Esteban is a really great guy. He is a former Army officer as well, although we didn't know each other in the Army. He was in the financial industry and ultimately not only invested in the distillery, but he and I are actually the sales team, and like we say, he's the spirit guide of the Top of the Hill Distillery. So yeah, it works out great. I liken it a lot to NASCAR. Right? I mean, you got to have it's like a holy trilogy, right? You got to have the driver, you got to have the car, and you got to have the pit crew, right? It's kind of the same thing here. You got to have the great ingredients, you got to have the actual skill, and then you got to have the talent to actually make that happen.
And for those who know history, certainly whiskey had a big part in the establishment of NASCAR.
Exactly.
You're taking the best ingredients you can find, organic, local wheat. You're finding the best barrels you can find. You've got the best process you can find. And from that, it gives you a great product at the end.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot.
Really
Appreciate it.